Hi there! Nice to see you. The word of the day today is swim. You know, like what people like to do maybe this time of year. I mean, here it's a little too cold for that, but maybe if you're in Florida, that'd be a good thing to do right now. If you'd like to know why swim is the word of the day, watch my next video and then read the description to find out. Hey babes, so today we're playing Destiny Fails Us again. So we kind of had a huge roller coaster of drama the last time we played, the last day. She got hit by her mom and she stayed the night at her crush's house, and there's a lot going on for this girl whose name I can't remember. She's got a lot going on, and we're gonna keep going and see what the heck is going on in this girl's life, because it's a little crazy. Oh yeah, there's my save file. Okay. The morning light was shining under the curtains and hitting my face. I hid under the covers and reached out, blindly feeling around the bed for my glasses. Oh yeah, I'm at Vincent's house. I slowly opened my eyes to reveal an unfamiliar room. It took me a few seconds to remember the events from last night. Vincent wasn't in the room, and his makeshift bed on the floor was a mess. Look at her face! The bruise on her face looks terrible. I sat up in the bed. I gently brushed my cheek to see if it still hurt. Ow! Are you okay? Vincent looked concerned as he entered the room carrying breakfast. Yeah, I'm fine. I just touched my bruise. Well, stop that. He flashed me a stupid, quirky smile. Anyways, my mother went to work already, so I got up early and made her some breakfast. I giggled for a moment and picked up my plate from him. Eggs and bacon greeted my growling stomach, reminding me that I hadn't eaten since mid-yesterday. Normally I dislike the taste of eggs, but I was too hungry to say no. Thank you, Vincent. No problem. My fork filled up on food, and I put the first bite into my mouth. Surprisingly, a magnificent blast of flavor touched my tongue. The eggs were amazing, and made me wonder if my taste buds had been deceiving me all of these years. Oh my goodness, Vincent, these eggs! Yeah, I know, aren't they the best? I didn't have all the seasonings I wanted to use. At your own house? No, they're scrumptious. I've never had eggs like these before. Haha, thanks. I shoveled the rest of the food into my mouth without thinking about how unladylike it must seem. I remembered Vincent saying that there was something he wanted to talk about before we went to sleep last night. So, last night it sounded like you wanted to say something. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Yeah. He set his plate aside and held my hands in his. Oh! Damn! She just got dumped, even though they weren't even dating. Ow. Idril, I don't think we can be together. Not now, at least. I just can't be the reason you get hurt. I'm sorry, but with your mother grounding you from seeing me, I don't want her to get angry with you because of me. I don't want you to be in pain because of me. He lifted one of his hands and softly stroked my swollen cheek. I can't bear to see you like this again. Last night suddenly felt real. It hurt all over again and reminded me that problems don't just go away. I understand. I tried to believe what I said, but it wasn't how I felt. I didn't understand. Last night was my fault, not his. We can't be together because he's trying to protect me? He doesn't have to protect me. I should have just tried harder to pass biology. If I had passed, last night would never have happened. I'm worthless. We had known each other for so long. This felt like a betrayal, but I knew he didn't mean it to be. I clung on to the words, not now. Maybe I just had to be patient and I could be with him eventually. That had to be the reason why he said not now. Maybe I just had to move on. If Vincent and I were meant to be together, then it would happen eventually. He leaned over and kissed me tenderly on the forehead. Idril, I don't want you to feel like I'm completely leaving your side. I'm still here for you. If you ever need a friend, or even a roof to sleep under, don't be afraid to ask. I just think that... Vincent's doorbell rang and ruined the moment. Oh, that must be your dad. Yeah, I guess I have to go face my mom now, huh? Dad rang the bell a second time. Vincent walked me to his front door. Awkward. We said goodbye, and as I walked to the car, I forced myself not to look back. I was too afraid I'd break down in tears. Damn! I'm not gonna end up alone. I'm not. A new life. Okay. Is this the new life now? Talking to my abusive mother? Alright, we're gonna do Monday. This is Monday. The weekend felt like it lasted for a lifetime. Oh, okay. When I got home, my mom didn't say a word to me. Instead, she walked up to me and hugged me tightly. Her eyes were red and puffy, her cheeks were wet, and her embrace was warm. We both sobbed into each other. "Don't touch me, lady." After a few moments, her grip let up and her glossy eyes smiled at me. She apologized for hitting me and pulled out the leftover dinner from the fridge. I sat down in the kitchen and ate my meal while my parents talked to me about my grades. They told me that I needed to buckle down and raise my biology grade. Dad had called my teacher back, who had told him how many assignments that I was missing in class. Mom told me that I was going to turn in every single assignment and that my teacher was willing to waive the late penalty for me as long as I showed improvement. I spent my entire Sunday in my room working on my late biology homework. I had plenty of assignments I didn't do over the course of last semester, so I guess I had plenty to work on. I made some progress on them before I went to bed. Why didn't you do them? When Monday finally arrived, I couldn't wait to leave the house. I got my phone back from Mom, noticing a few messages from Lily and Alaska. I was meeting up with them in a few minutes anyway, so it would be pointless to reply to their messages now. I rushed through my breakfast, put some makeup on to cover my bruise, and ran out the door to meet up with my friends. It was a new day, the start of a new life. Alright. It starts. I'm sorry. That was the prologue? What am I getting myself into right now? Let's read my messages, shall we? How'd it go with your grades? Hey, are you okay? Idril, text me back if you can, okay? I'm worried. You haven't heard back yet. MSN? Oh. Do you know what time Magical Stardust Nelum is on tonight? Lol, 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 lol. Seriously, I don't want to miss it. What time? You butthole. You don't even care about me. Alaska. We spent most of our walk talking about what happened between Vincent, my mom, and I. I found myself having a hard time wanting to talk about it in the first place, so I cliff noted as much as I could. I also cut out the part about my mom hitting me. I just didn't feel comfortable talking to the group about things that personal. So he kissed you on the forehead? That's kind of weird. I'm sorry, Idril. Well, I actually didn't hate it. I kind of liked it. But, never mind that. So did you guys finish the project? No, Lily... No, Lily. No, Samson still won't talk to me. It seems like I really screwed that up. I wish I could take back what I said. Anyway, I don't think any of us finished. Untrue. I finished the project. Actually, I finished it, Alaska. You always... So obviously we're picking our electives tomorrow. Whoops, I can't believe I forgot about electives. What's everyone taking this semester? I think I'm going to apply to be an office aide. I don't really have grades or the attendance to be an office aide. What? You? Miss a class? I've never seen that before. Oh, haha, very funny. I seriously don't know what to take, though. Speech was easy. You have to take it before you graduate anyway. I guess. What about you, Idril? You've been quiet. I'm not really sure yet. What can I take again? Let's see. You've already taken health and art, right? Your grades are probably too low for office aide. I think the two that would fit you best are newspaper yearbook and computer applications. Or you could take speech with me. I should have more options than that. Well, there's stuff like weights and woodshop, but... Lily's right, physical classes weren't really my thing. I should pick between computer applications, newspaper yearbook, or speech. It's no big deal, right? You have until tomorrow to think about it. I let the three of them take the lead ahead of me as we walked to school. No one noticed the bruise that was hidden underneath my makeup. There was no need to worry them about it anyway. Your mom is a psycho, Idril. Hope you're aware of that. When we got to the school, the four of us broke up into different areas. Atali met up with Brian, Alaska grabbed food from the cafeteria, and Lily checked in at the student council, and I went to class. Down the hallway, I could see Vincent and Samson talking. Samson sounded upset. What was his voice? She clearly doesn't like me, so I'm not going to push it. Oh, hey, Idril. Good morning. Is everything all right? Well, Lily, she... Samson searched for his words. She called me a loser. Lily called him a loser. How should I react? I'm sure she didn't mean that. I don't think she meant it. Then what else did she mean? She doesn't like me, and that's fine. But did she have to call me a loser to my face? She's probably still upset over the shower thing. No, she just doesn't want a loser like me dragging her down when she runs for class president next year. Oh, Samson, she feels bad for what she said. Well, even if she does, I don't think I can talk to her. At least, not now. I need some time to think. I don't want to say anything to her that I don't mean. Anyway, we should head to class? Go on ahead. I want to talk to Idril for a second. Oh, I see. Well, you two lovebirds have fun. Awkward. Lovebirds? I guess Vincent hasn't told him about what happened yet. Samson left the two of us alone in the hallway. Hey. Hey. So, how are you feeling? I wanted to tell him how much his words hurt. I wanted to tell him not to ask me how I was feeling if he wasn't going to be there for me. I knew these thoughts were overreacting, and still I wanted to speak up. I wanted him to know how much last Friday hurt. The bruise still hurts, but it's healing. I'll be fine. Good, I'm glad. Oh, and don't worry about the assignment. I finished it during the weekend. Without thinking, I grabbed Vincent's hands in excitement. Oh my goodness, thank you, Vincent. I really needed that grade. Vincent let go of my hands and awkwardly distanced himself from me. Oh, sorry. No, Hey, could you do me a favor after school? I guess. It depends. I'm still grounded. Well, I was wondering if you could swing by the library and return the book. I would, but I have to help out in the computer lab. I don't think Mom will mind if I go to the library. It's on the way home. Yeah, I can do that. Great, thank you. The book is in my locker right now. Meet me there after school. Sounds great. I'm glad I can help. The bell rang. Well, we should get to class. I don't have any more voices in my arsenal. Vincent and I walked to class, entering just as Nicolette, James's twin sister, was arguing with Brian. They look nothing alike. Unless that's... Oh, James? Who's James? Oh, okay. James is the guy that stabbed Vincent with a fork. Got it. But that mental breakdown of his got him suspended. Suspended! James got suspended? Well, that's not surprising. He deserved it. He should have gotten expelled. Yeah, what a psychopath. All right, everyone, settle down. The rumor mill will still be there when the class is over. Everyone settled down into their seats and pulled out their literature books, turning to the correct page. Love compels him to sneak into the garden of his enemy's daughter, risking death simply to catch a glimpse of her. I mindlessly listened to Mrs. Reed's lesson until the end of the hour. I noticed I had some texts from my friends at the end of class. Can I check my phone? James expelled? Holy crap, I can't believe he didn't get expelled. If I'd stabbed someone with a fork, they'd kick me to the curb ASAP. Except you get into trouble all the time. That was the first time I can remember James getting into trouble at school. Also, his dad and Principal Davis are good friends. Bias! So lame. Ugh. Alright, Alaska, shut the hell up. We walked out in waves as the class ended, filling the hallway on the way to lunch. Alaska, Atali, Lily, and I found our usual table in the cafeteria. Why is that so loud for no reason? People were still talking about James stabbing Vincent, and I really hoped that they would find something else to over-embellish soon. I realized when we sat down that I'd forgotten my lunch in my locker. I wasn't used to bringing food from home, so on the rare occasions I did, I usually had to run back to my locker. Oh, I'll be right back. I forgot something. I rushed out of the room, ignoring my growling stomach. The hallways were empty. Most of the students were either eating or enjoying the weather. Without paying much attention, I turned the corner towards the lockers and ran right into someone, knocking the both of us to the ground. Oh, he was British, that's right. Jeez, could you watch... Idril? James, I thought you were suspended? I am. I just came to pick up my books. He stood up, brushing himself off, and held out his hand to help me up. Hey, about the other day, I'm really sorry about what happened. I shouldn't have reacted like that, and I shouldn't have taken it out on you two. I accepted his hand and brushed myself off. It's okay, just try not to stab anyone else with a fork. It was a stupid joke, but James gave me a pitiful smile anyway. Yeah, I won't. So how's Vincent? He's doing fine. Actually, they wrapped up his arm after you left. Ah, I see. Are you two okay? James seems like he's prodding me about my relationship with Vincent. I'll tell the truth, whatever. Should I tell him that we broke up? He shuffled his feet and looked away from me. Something about him reminded me of the times we used to walk to school together. Even though James went crazy, I needed to tell him the truth about Vincent. After all, he was still my friend. Actually, we broke up. Wait, what? Are you okay? I'm fine. Wow, I'm sorry to hear about you two. Thanks. My stomach reminded me why I ran to the locker in the first place. I should go. I need to eat before lunch is over. Okay, if you need someone to talk to, I'll be working at my parents' cafe while I'm suspended. He reached into his pocket and handed me his parents' business card. I could tell that he was trying to be there for me. He was trying even after what happened at lunch last Friday. I felt bad about everything that happened. I hadn't meant to lead him on. We'd been friends for so long, I just never realized. I wasn't sure if he felt differently about us after everything that happened. For that matter, what did I think about us? I never thought about James in that way when we were younger. He's not even considerable because he stabbed someone with a fork, Idril. I'm sorry, I am never going to date anyone that stabs anyone with a fork. What? With what happened with Vincent and my parents? Thanks, James. I'll keep that in mind. I'll see you around. I grabbed my lunch from the locker and headed back towards the cafeteria. Alaska had already scavenged plenty of food from others. Atali had finished her last bite and went to the library. That left Lily and I to protect our food from the vulture that was Alaska. While I ate, I noticed Lily glancing with concern in my direction. Do I have something on my face? No, it's, can I speak to you for a moment in private? She motioned towards the hallway. Sure, I guess. Alaska, please don't eat my lunch. I'm still hungry. I won't, I promise. Lily led me into the hallway so we could have some privacy. Are you okay? What's that on your face? Is it a bruise? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. She wasn't fooled for a moment. It looks like your makeup is starting to come off. Let me help. She reached into her bag, pulled out some cover-up, and applied more onto my face. Ouch. Sorry, almost done. No, it's fine. Thank you. So what happened? How'd you get this? Remember when I told you about the argument between my mom and I on Friday night? Did she hit you? Yeah, right after I screamed that I hated her. I felt guilty for not explaining what really happened over the weekend earlier. Wow, now I understand why you ran away. Yeah, I just didn't say anything earlier because I didn't want to worry everyone. I understand, but tell me next time, okay? We've been best friends for how many years now? 10 years? You can trust me. I nodded in response. She lifted her makeup brush away from my face and smiled. Done. Is there anything else I can do to help? Can I borrow that makeup for the rest of the day? Lily gave me a faint smile. Of course. And Idril, if you ever need a place to stay, you can always come over to my place. It felt nice knowing Lily had my back. Thank you. The two of us went back to the table. Unfortunately, Alaska had disappeared with our food. Seriously? I should have known this would happen. Are you still hungry? It's fine. I'll just grab something after school. Why did they hang out with Alaska? She's kind of terrible. Idril needs to get her shit together. For real. When we walked into biology, hand in your group projects at my desk was written on the whiteboard. I watched Vincent walk up and turn in our project. He gave me a sincere smile before heading back to his desk. Mr. Burton told us that today was a catch-up day. Everyone silently got to work. I made some progress on my homework. After the final bell rang, I quickly stopped by the art room to grab my next project for art club. Every student in school was divided into departments of activities and clubs, which was reflected in the color of their uniform. The three departments were arts, athletics, and academics. Respectively, for female students, our uniforms were red, green, and blue. For male students, our uniforms were brown, gray, and black. Why don't the boys get to wear nice colors too? That's kind of crappy. I was in the art department. Alaska and Natali were in the athletics department, and Lily was under academics, since she was a part of the student council. When I entered the art room, Miss Ellis greeted me. She handed me a folder with my name on it. Will it be okay if I skip the meeting tonight? She smiled and nodded. She explained that tonight was just a work night, and I won't be missing anything. I thanked her and left quickly. I needed to meet Vincent by his locker, so I decided to take a shortcut through the back parking lot. There was a loud commotion coming from the gym, and a line was forming outside. I tried to push my way through the line. Squeezing through the last people, I saw Samson in his gym uniform. Hey, Idril. Samson was standing next to the doorway. He was stocking a cart with water bottles. Hey, getting ready for the game? Samson was the basketball team water boy, but it always felt more like he was the whipping boy since they treated him like garbage. I wasn't sure why he stuck with it each semester. Yeah, Samson, where are drinks? I'll be right there, I swear. Alright, I gotta... Hey, is that yours? He motioned towards my bag. My art project was partially hanging out. Oh yeah, it's for an art club. Can I see it? Sure. I handed him my art folder and he scanned the pages, ignoring Brian's shouting from inside the gym. Wow, you're really good. Thanks. Hopefully this next project will turn out good as well. When you're finished, would you show me how it looks? Sure. He pulled a random receipt out of his back pocket and wrote his phone number on it. He stuck the receipt inside my folder and handed it back to me. It felt nice to have somebody appreciate my art so much. I really liked art club, and I never really had anyone to talk to about it. Samson could probably also use somebody to talk to after everything that happened with him and Lily. If you ever... Samson! Alright, I should go on in. I'll see you later. Thanks! Try to have fun. I'll try. Samson pushed the cart into the gym as Brian's angry yelling echoed through the yard. I met Vincent at his locker. Hey, thanks for doing this. No problem, I don't mind. He pulled the book out of his locker and handed it to me. He quickly waved and went on his way. I found myself a little frustrated that he was having me return the book. I knew I already said yes, but what was I supposed to say? Well, I guess I could have said no. Still, helping out in the computer lab seemed like a far-fetched story. Did Vincent even have to help in the computer lab, or was he just trying to avoid me? I hated that I was thinking the worst about him, but I don't know. It felt like I was having a hard time deciding who really cared about me. I needed to stop being so cynical. This wasn't me. I took a deep breath to clear my mind and reached into my bag to pull the book away. I lost my grip and the book fell to the ground. The checkout card flew out and skidded across the floor. That's just perfect. I groaned as I reached down to pick up my mess, more than a little frustrated at my own clumsiness. When I picked up the checkout card, I noticed that our names were written down on it. The last due date that was recorded was about a month ago. I guess that meant the book wasn't checked out under our names. I didn't have to go to the library. I didn't really feel like going straight home either. Maybe I should go back to art club. Then again, I am grounded. Should I go straight home? Right now, Idril's thinking about not heading home and going somewhere else after school. The locations you choose to visit will greatly affect the love interest you end up with. The love interests have different requirements that need to be met before you can play through the end of their routes. Idril doesn't know some of the love interests as well as others, so you might have to dedicate more time to certain relationships. King's Cafe, Art Club. Well, there's Vincent's shadow. Library. That looks like the guy that Alaska likes. King's Cafe. I like Vincent though. Art club or cafe? We're gonna go to the art club. Because you're already at school. Since I didn't need to turn it in right away, I should go back to the club room and work on my art project. I passed by the loud basketball game on my way to the art room. Miss Ellis waved hello to me as I took my seat. They were making so much noise in the gym from across the yard that it was hard to work on my art project. See why I made today optional? I won't blame anyone if they can't get any actual work done. The crowd's cheers lasted for the entire time that I was working, and I eventually gave up on making progress with it. I could hear the game ending just as I was ready to go, so I decided to hang around for a few moments and let the crowd leave ahead of me. Wait, but... gross. I left the room and walked down the hallway to my locker. I could hear Brian talking to his friend Jake around the corner. I have dated 3 Jakes in my life. I ain't dating any more Jakes. I don't care if it's a game. Ah! You know, Atali is just so stupid. My breath caught in my throat as I heard Brian say this. I couldn't believe he was talking about his girlfriend like that. I stayed back. I didn't want Brian to see me. Sure, she's smart when it comes to learning and stuff, but that's really all she's good for. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He didn't deserve Atali, and before I knew what I was doing, I'd set my books down and turned the corner to confront him. Hey, Brian! What makes you think you can talk about your girlfriend like that? What'd you say, you little twerp? I was getting angrier now. Something about Brian just made me want to put him in his place. Why don't I make this clear for you? If you're going to talk crap about your girlfriend behind her back, maybe you should do a better job at looking around to see if any of her friends are around. You think I care about what you heard? Oh no, her friend heard me call her stupid. Whatever will I do? Listen, you ain't got nothing you ain't gonna say a thing to her. And what makes you so sure about that? He gave me an evil grin and clenched his fist. Oh yeah, you're gonna beat up a girl in high school? You're gonna get expelled to hell. Because your pretty little face ain't gonna be so pretty no more. That doesn't look like beating up to me. Why are her boobs so big? They extend very out there. He pushed me against a wall, leaning over me, inches away from my face. Now, are you going to tell Atali about any of this? I'm not going to lie for you. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Brian. I looked straight into his eyes. You sure about that? His lips curled into a frown and his eyebrows furrowed. I could feel his warm breath as he exhaled. Ew. I couldn't walk away now. Atali deserved better. Positive. He readied his fist. You're gonna regret this. He was right. I was already regretting it. I didn't think about how bad it would hurt if Brian hit me. I was thinking about it now. Brian was a giant. Atali wouldn't want me to take a hit for her. She wouldn't want me to take a hit at all. What was I thinking? What was Brian thinking? This was just so crazy. He swung his fist at me. I winced and pressed my body further into the wall. Oh! My boys! Vincent and Samson! My boys! They came for me. In a flash, Vincent grabbed his arm and pushed Brian away from me. Vincent looked furious. It was like Friday night all over again. Oh! Vincent reeled his arm back and threw a punch into Brian's face. The impact made a thick, solid sound. Brian fell back into the opposite wall. Hell yeah! For a moment, we all stared at each other. Vincent was breathing heavy, and Brian was sprawled against the wall looking more annoyed than hurt. Jake wasn't keeping up with everything and just stared with a stunned look. I was surprised myself. Everything just happened so fast. I don't know if it was all the movie fight scenes I watched or the video game boss battles I played, but it just felt like the fight should have lasted longer. Jake seemed to snap out of it and took a threatening step closer to Vincent. Samson stepped in beside Vincent. I realized that he had been standing next to me, and in stepping forward, was putting himself between Jake and I. Jake was outnumbered and he knew it. He gave up and ran to Brian's side to help him up. What the hell, Vincent? What do you think you're doing? What am I doing? What are you doing, Brian? Hitting a girl's an all-new low, even for you. So this is it, Vincent? You're gonna pick a fight with an old bro because of this slut? My face flushed with anger. I realized Brian didn't actually think I was a slut, but him saying it still pissed me off. And what was this about Brian and Vincent being old bros? This is only a fight if you make it one, Brian. Now back off. Vincent and Brian glared at each other. I wanted to say something, but the tension was enough to make the hair stand on my neck. Brian pulled himself up from the ground and flashed a scowl at me. You ain't gonna say a word. Yes, I am. Brian and Jake walked off. With them gone, Vincent and Samson turned towards me. They looked me up and down for a moment, probably checking to make sure I was okay. My face turned redder at their inspection. Is it just me, or did you recently become a violence magnet? Pretty sure it's just you. Samson didn't know about my mom, and I didn't want to correct him. I saw Vincent was holding his hand. It looked like he was in pain. Well, I'm glad I went to find Vincent after the game instead of leaving. Are you okay? Oh, I'm fine. Good. I'm glad we found you in time. Does Vincent's voice fit him? It's fine. He can have a deep voice. It's fine. Thank you, guys. It probably wasn't my best idea to confront him like that. I'm not sure what's going on, but you should steer clear of Brian. He's dangerous. By the way, why are you still here? The library closed a half hour ago. Should I? Well, I saw the checkout card didn't have our names written on it, so I thought... What? Well, I didn't think we needed to return it right away. Oh. Damn it. Idril, the book wasn't checked out under our name. Like I said, only college students are allowed to check out books from there. Alexander checked it out for us under his name. I didn't know, I'm sorry. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alex won't mind. If you want, I could give it to Alex for you, and he can return it to the library later. Oh, okay. Thanks, Samson. Oh, thanks, Samson. I pulled the library book out of my bag and handed it to Samson. The two of them picked up their backpacks from the ground. Be careful on your way home, okay? Vincent and Samson walked out of the building with me, and we parted ways at the street. God, okay, I'm not winning any points with Vincent, man. Now your mom's gonna scream at you and punch you on the other side of the face. I was late walking through the door, but I noticed Mom's car was missing from the driveway as I entered the house. This was odd, since she didn't normally work on Mondays this late. I'm home. Sorry for being late. I was working on my homework. I walked into the living room and noticed Dad was watching the 5 o'clock news. Hold on a second, Shortcake. These recently nightly blackouts show no signs of stopping as the local electric companies state they are having large issues with random drops in area power. They have declined to comment on what is causing these random drops in power, but we here at News 9 will keep you updated as more details are revealed. In other news, police are looking for a teenage girl who disappeared last Friday night when she left to pick up some food at a local restaurant. Police say that 19-year-old Desiree McLaughlin was last seen by her family, leaving her home in downtown Morai, and hasn't been seen since. Desiree is Caucasian, 5'4", 115 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a blue jacket with a hood, blue jeans, and black Converse tennis shoes with white socks. If you have any information that might help Desiree, please help the Morai Police Department or call 911 immediately. The news anchor, Kevin Patel, spoke for a few more minutes before it cut to commercial. Poor girl. I don't know what I'd do if you went missing. Dad had always been very serious about safety. Sometimes he was a little intense about it, but I knew it was because he cared so much, so I tried to be understanding about it. Looks like it's getting dangerous out there. Better make sure you're home earlier from now on. I told you I was just getting some homework done. That sounds good, Shortcake, but I wasn't just talking about tonight. I just want to make sure you're okay. I felt like a bitch for jumping to conclusions, especially since I was already lying about staying after school to do homework. I was also thinking, it wouldn't hurt to have you take some self-defense classes. Dad, you don't have to worry. Nothing's going to happen. Something literally happened today where you almost got beat up. What are you talking about? This girl's crazy. You don't know that. It might not happen, but it could. Take this Desiree girl. Her parents are probably worried sick. She could have run away from home or gotten lost or worse. I just want you to be safe. Dad, I'm fine. I can handle myself. No, you can't. It will make me feel better knowing you can protect yourself when you need to. I thought he was just overreacting to the news story, but I didn't want him to worry about me. I already upset Mom with everything that happened Friday, and Dad had been very understanding about all of that. If I'd worry him now, I'd have to see his unapproving looks all the time. I decided to go along with Dad for now. Okay, if it'll make you happy. Sorry for coming home so late. He did look a little upset over my tardiness, but if he was upset, he didn't mention it. That's alright. I know being grounded sucks. I didn't know if he wanted me to say something. In some ways, I still felt frustrated that I was grounded, but I knew it was just their way of trying to get me back on track. I wasn't sure I even wanted to be back on track, or if I even wanted to take this grounding seriously. It was my life, and I should be able to make my own decisions, my own mistakes. So where's Mom at? Oh, she got her new schedule at work today, so she'll be working later on Monday nights. Oh, okay. I inwardly sighed. Mom might not have been so understanding of me staying out later. Maybe I should be more careful from now on. The leftovers are in the fridge. Best get some food in your stomach before you have to do homework. My stomach gave me a painful reminder that Alaska ate my lunch. I decided I needed to stop thinking so much and just relax. This was a new life. I needed to stop dwelling on the past. At least that's what I tried to tell myself. Yes, that sounds amazing. I pulled a plate from the cupboard and started dishing up some pasta. I threw it in the microwave for a minute and hurried to my room. After a filling meal, I changed into something comfortable and lounged on my bed. I had homework and an art project that I needed to work on, but Mom wasn't home right now. I could go on the computer and play some games without her knowing. What should I do tonight? You should probably study, because you suck at biology. I started studying the material we'd been going over in class. I had little problems while I studied. Good. I crawled underneath my warm blankets and started to drift to sleep. What the? My eyes opened to the darkness around me. What time was it? I got up and grabbed my glasses. I didn't put them on. The air in the room was humid and stuffy. I opened the door and stepped out onto the balcony. I couldn't make out the details of the houses nearby. Everything was a little blurry. I just stood there and enjoyed the soothing, quiet sounds of nightlife. That was my nightly ritual, at least when I couldn't get to sleep. It calmed my thoughts to be the only one awake in the whole neighborhood. It was usually all I needed to unwind, but this time, something felt different. I was standing there for a moment, trying to figure out what was wrong, when I heard some faint footsteps on the street below. Someone was standing below me, looking straight up. I felt a shiver go down my spine. Hello? There wasn't an answer, just silence. They continued to stare at me from below, unmoving. I ran back into my room, stumbling to put my glasses on, but whoever was standing there was gone now. Creepy. I stepped inside and locked the door behind me. I'm pretty tired. Maybe it was just my imagination. Yeah, it was. It had to be. I tried to calm myself, get my mind away from it. Was somebody watching me? No. My eyes were just playing tricks on me. I didn't have my glasses, and I was just seeing things. It was probably just a dog or something. It wasn't real. It couldn't have been. I hid underneath the covers as I forced myself to shut my eyes. This is all just a dream. I'll wake up any moment. I'm imagining things. Alright, we're at Tuesday. Give it up for Tuesday, boys! Okay. Knock, knock, knock. We're not gonna find out right now. Let's save. Okay. Yep, there you go. Ass. Perfect. No. No. Title. Yeah. Okay. Well, awesome. This was Destiny Fails Us, A New Life. The second day! I guess this was actually the first real day because the prologue took so long, which is crazy. So now we're in the dating. I guess the prologue was just everything leading up to dating. So even though she's grounded and we're gonna still try to date people, I don't know what's up with that. Idril's pretty stupid. We're gonna try to date anyways. It's fine. She's just a teenage girl. It's fine. It happens. Thank you so much for playing with me. I had fun and I hope you did too. I'll see you later.